Oh my God, Coleman!
Yo.
I forgot I've got a terrible long sleeve shirt on. Help me!
And you got collars on it as well. I don't like that, mate.
I know! This shirt is all kind of wrong. Help me out of my sartorial nightmare.
Well, for once, Doctor, let me prescribe something to you, and that's tpublic.com/stores/big-red-barrel. That just rolls off the tongue. Yes, tpublic.com. As we spoke about last week, we have our brand new line of t-shirts. Some Big Red Barrel related, some Tabletop Tuesday related, some that are just geeky fun, like some Sonic and Zangief and all those kind of things that you come to accept.
I have a question.
Yes, Dan.
What if I want a drink and I can't drink out of my t-shirt?
Oh, we do mugs as well.
Excellent. I'm going to get me one of them.
Even though the name suggests t-shirts at tpublic.com, we do actually have other products such as mugs and stickers and canoes
and masks
and maracas.
For the
masks as the mandates have stopped.
Yeah, but we got masks just in time.
I've got a lovely Tabletop Tuesday t-shirt that you can't quite see for the benefit of those with video. But I really like it. Orange, it's bright. It says, I'm having a midlife crisis.
Yes, it does. Anyway, that was my favourite not scripted advert we've ever done.
Brilliant. tpublic.com/stores/big-red-barrel. But they've got to put hyphens in between the big and the red and the barrel.
Also, if currently, as a special offer, introductory offer for our store, you can use the code Big Red Barrel Special 25 to get 25% off. So enter that when making a purchase for 25% off your purchase. And thank you very much for doing so.
Thank you.
BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed ahoy hoy. It's episode 489 of BRB UK. I am Dan, and I'm here this week, unlike the previous 2 weeks, because America. That's why. Because America.
Yeah.
You know what you've done. You know what you did. Now sit in your corner and be quiet, okay? Good. 2 people who've been slightly better behaved than America. Coleman. Say hello, Coleman.
Hi!
And the other one's Tim. Say hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
I'm glad you're back, Dan. I was running out of excuses as to where you'd gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? Did we decide on Tim's Pokemon spirit animal, by the way?
Sure.
You didn't ask my question that I put in chat.
Possibly forgot.
We did have a lot of questions. We ran quite long.
The outrage.
I mean, Dan, we did...
outrage.
I can't remember what the final edited version of the podcast came through at, but we did record for like an hour and 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. How is it? I've got a feeling that might be a Tim problem.
Possibly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be classed as a Coleman not controlling Tim problem, but that's probably passing the buck.
Oh, it's always someone else's fault, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah.
Always someone else's fault.
Yes.
It's difficult with the lag.
Yeah, indeed. So, anyway, congrats on very predictably getting by perfectly fine without me. Yes, America says sorry about so many
I bet it doesn't.
No, it goes, oh, shucks. It went, shucks, is what it went. Shucks.
Oh, shucks, I didn't mean to keep you so long, Dan.
I'm not even sure which American accent I was going for there, but hey, you got one.
Good.
Shucks. So, chaps, despite not being here for 2 weeks, I've played bugger all video games.
Ooh.
Although,
Dan.
I have downloaded Tim, and I've encouraged young Kevin White to download.
You can't download me without my permission.
And no, I didn't download a Tim.
You haven't got the DRM.
I wouldn't steal a Tim. I wouldn't download a car. All right, so
you
Tim,
don't have the right, Dan.
I bloody well have, mate. And I'm loving every minute of it. My bootleg Tim is fantastic. Little bit lower resolution, and people keep standing up in front of him. But apart from that, it's all good. Tim, I have downloaded FIFA 22 off PS Plus. Kevin White will be downloading FIFA 22 off PS Plus, and we are going to play some pig bladder ball just to piss you right off again.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah, you in. Do you want to? Are we going to have Pompey versus St Albans City showdown of the century?
I mean, there's no Pompey in FIFA.
I don't know if there's St Albans City. I bloody well.
I doubt there is. Something tells me.
Too low,
Because-
Dan.
All I
Too
played
low.
is a slightly awkward intro where I feel like I'm being groomed for a cult by Thierry Henry.
Okay.
Good for you.
It tells me he has heard good things about me and he has the special skills. And he enjoys to see the special skills. So, all right, Mr. Henry,
Okay.
just buy me dinner afterwards. That's
Hello,
all I ask
Mr.
for.
Henry.
Hello, son. Is there a bit in your pocket? You please see me, you cheeky little scamp. Anyway, that's my review of FIFA 22.
Yes.
I haven't even played any ruddy football yet.
I haven't even downloaded it yet, but hey.
Haven't you?
No, not yet.
It's for the price of free. And
Yes.
apparently there is going to be crossplay coming.
Oh, good.
Once and for all, we can answer the tedious question of who is the bestest console through the medium of crossplay.
Are we going to have a big Red Barrel Cup? Is that what you're saying?
I think I'd like some of our sports games for there to be a big red barrel competition. Back in the day of Sarcastic Gaming, there was a good little racing league that happened on Forza. It'd be nice if the hours I've spent in designing liveries in Gran Turismo actually was useful rather than me just looking at, oh look, I've made a big red barrel. Isn't that nice?
Speaking of things I haven't downloaded yet, I haven't downloaded your liveries.
What haven't you downloaded?
Your liveries.
You haven't downloaded any of my liveries?
No.
Well,
How do I do that,
screw you.
Dan?
I will share them somehow.
Okay.
I'll put instructions somewhere on the Discord. Come to the Discord. I'll put instructions.
Good plan.
That's what I'll do. No one's going to
Is it
stop me.
liveries? I was
What?
assumed it was liveries.
Liveries. I think it's
Only
liveries.
ever read it.
I don't know. I say livery. Could be livery.
So it's another run like the wine situation.
Ah, run like the wind. I run like the wind. Right, Tim.
Yes.
I see that you have played a game.
No. I did try and play a game,
See that I cannot see.
but
and it's
technology
Coleman who's
conspired
played the
against
game.
me.
Boo. So, you have played, I understand, Nintendo. Sorry, you said Wii Sports.
Try that again.
Because it blatantly is.
Yep.
I've done it a million times already.
So, Nintendo Switch Sports, which is totally not Wii Sports.
Definitely
yeah.
not.
So
Wii Sports.
if you remember way back in the lofty days of the Wii launch, when that console first came out, it came bundled
I
with a disc
remember it well.
with a free game called Wii Sports, and that became, for a lot of people, the reason to buy the console. Just for that, a lot of people bought that game. Just got
Do you know a fun fact?
I was going to say, only in
Do
the
you know a
UK.
fun fact? This might be the same fun fact that Tim's about to say. Apparently, Reggie Fils-Aimé,
Oh, no.
the Hamburglar, actually fell out with the powers that be in Nintendo for demanding that it was a pack-in. He was absolutely convinced it had to be a pack-in for the US and EU markets. And they didn't want to because it's quite uncommon, still remains uncommon for there to be pack-in games to Japan. So Reggie Fils-Aimé, probably quite responsible for the massive way in which the Wii took off in Western regions.
Definitely a
Good
good
for
decision.
Fun fact.
But yeah,
He fell
I-
out with Miyamoto about it, apparently.
Okay, mine was a similar fact, but from a different direction. Just the fact that it wasn't a packing game in Japan. I thought it was. I wasn't sure it was a packing game in America or not, but obviously by what you said,
It was.
I assume it is. So yeah,
Yep, it was squeezed right in there.
But yes, this was a free game, and for a lot of people, they just bought the Wii just to play this game and nothing else. It was the Switch, it was the Wii Sports console, which is probably not great for retention sales. But
yeah,
years later, out comes the Nintendo Switch. We don't talk about the Wii U, and they bring out Joy-Cons, which are the new version of the Wiimote, and then they go, well, we're not going to pack in a game with this one to show off how these controllers work. Instead, we're going to sell you a game for 50 quid called 1-2 Switch, which wasn't as good as Wii Sports. And a lot of people have been saying, are we getting a port of Wii Sports? Are we ever going to get some kind of Wii Sports? And eventually, 4 or 5 years into the console's release, and they've finally gone, yes, you can have Nintendo Switch Sports for full price.
It's
Unless
a
you buy it
Nintendo-style
digitally.
solution.
Yeah, I think so I got it on the cheap physically, but I think it's meant to be, if you buy it physically, you pay £50 and you get a leg strap to hold your Joy-Con in so you can play
A
Penalty
joy
Strike.
garter.
I've heard that's fairly useless though.
It's rubbish.
Yes.
But I'll get to that later. If you buy the digital version, you get a £10 discount and you don't get a leg strap, obviously. However, if you have Ring
But you
Fit,
also, on the plus side, don't get a leg strap.
if you have Ring Fit, then you will already have a leg strap from that setup. So, and you don't need more than one. So there you go.
I have a question.
Yep.
I'm admittedly getting distracted very early on here, Coleman. What kind of girth can the leg strap accommodate?
You could go. Let's say. I mean, it's very accommodating. Let's say.
Would it fit round
matchstick
Dan's
to
head?
tree trunk. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay.
It's pretty big. What
Pretty
about
big.
an elephant? Would it fit round an elephant's leg?
Yeah, I reckon it would.
Standard bog size, ISO approved
Look,
dimensions
go-
of an elephant. Would it
Indian
fit
or
round the elephant?
African?
Oh, good question.
I don't bloody know.
Okay.
Meet me
They're
down Marwell
fancier.
and we'll go figure this out.
All right.
Okay, I've got
See,
two,
this
so
is
we
why
can.
you tune into this podcast. We ask the questions. We
You do.
ask the questions. They are aimless questions, but we ask them. I'll tell you what, that Piers Morgan could learn a thing or two from us.
Would you like to know about the game?
Like on how not
Was
to be
it
a
an
bellend.
unladen swallow?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I don't bloody know. Anyway, so this is a collection of different games. You get 6 games. Tennis, which is one of my favorites, which is 2-on-2 tennis. Swing your Wiimote around and try hit the ball. You get bowling, which again from Wii Sports. Bowling, you make a bowling type motion. You can flick your wrist in different directions to bring a curve. Bowling. You get
Does that feel as good
Canberra,
as it
which is
did
one
in
of
the
the
last
new ones. I'll get to that in a moment. I'm just going
Okay,
through
okay.
what games are
Okay.
available to.
All right, okay.
Canberra, which is a kind of sports sword fighting. So you can either have a single sword, 2 swords. If you've got 2 Joy-Cons, why wouldn't you? They 2 Joy-Cons in a pack. Or you get a charged sword, which there's different ways of, and you can mix and match like what your opponent has, what you have. The idea is to block strikes and attack by holding your Joy-Con in different directions and slashing in different directions to try and knock them off of a platform that you're standing over into a sea of water below you. It's a bit like Gladiators with the 2 cotton ear pods, but with swords instead. It's very fun.
Pugilistics.
Football, which is either 1-on-1 or 4-on-4, basically Rocket League style football, but without the
the fun.
cars. So still big football, no goalie, just go nuts. A lot of fun.
Hang on, so a massive football,
Yeah.
an inexplicably massive football with normal sized people.
Yes.
Okay, all right, just okay. That's all that's going to get from me. Okay.
Badminton, sea tennis, but single player, 1-on-1, and different physics because obviously you're hitting a shuttlecock instead of a tennis ball.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
also
then volleyball.
shuffle.
Volleyball, which has admittedly a bit more to learn than your other type of tennis, just wildly flail around and hit the thing into, make sure you hit the thing at the right time. This one's a lot
That's
more.
me playing any sport ever.
Yeah, this one is dependent on gestures, so you have to make sure you can block and serve and spike and all that. Well, basically volleyball stuff. So where the game comes into its own really is you have the regular let's play with your friends locally, all the same stuff as Wii Sports used to. However, they have implemented online and it makes the game, basically.
Huzzah!
Yeah. You can play with all manner of people, either with friend codes or randomers, and it's okay to play with randomers unless you get someone with a really bad connection, and then it just lags out. But you are playing to earn XP points. Those XP points are used to download different shop items to customize your avatar with, which you can have the new weird squishy-faced avatars, or you can have the classic Miis from the Wii onwards.
Why would I want a squishy-faced avatar?
Squishy-faced avatar, very
You
cartoony
love a good
looking,
squishy-faced avatar.
characters.
Like kind of
Yeah.
like someone who might have something a bit like being heart failure and be a bit squishy because of that. Is that what you mean by squishy?
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
The big kind of also they're meant to add new sports going forward for free updates. I think golf is the first one that's
Good
going
luck
to
with
come.
that.
That's not a
Free.
new sport.
No, they're meant to be. No, they're meant to be free, Dan.
They're meant to be free. They're meant to be.
Well, when Nintendo announced this game, and then I think the second video they did, they said that future sports will be coming via free updates in future. So
All right.
I don't know. That very well may be that they go, it's free if you have Nintendo Switch Online Premium or
Well,
whatever it's called.
quite.
Yeah, they like to do that. Anywho, tennis plays like tennis. It's exactly like the Wii version. Bowling plays exactly like the Wii version. It's smooth.
That's good news.
kind of flick controls. I feel that's been improved as to how they played on the Wii, because I could never get the ball to curve just right in that game, and it seems a lot easier to take control this way. The only problem with bowling, I would say, is playing online. The only way you're going to win a straight game is if you get a strike every single time, because everyone's so good at Wii bowling that they know, so Switch bowling now, that they have figured out exactly the way to get a strike every single time, and it's not very fun in that respect. But it's good if you've got friends over.
I would imagine.
Maybe, I don't know. But they do have a bowling kind of crazy golf style version of it, which I believe they did obstacles in the Wii version, but they are implemented a lot better this time, where they will not just add little blockades for you to kind of try and bowl through, but also they may make a gap in the lane with a slightly smaller bridge, thinner bridge for you to get the ball over, but also they may put a big dip in the lane as well, so it's kind of a wonky lane, and all that stuff is very fun. And I don't remember if you can I can't remember if you could do that online, but I did that one locally, and that was a lot of fun.
From the video I saw of that, that reminded me of Crazy Taxi Bowling, which was a good thing. Just because it was a slight arcadey take on bowling.
Canberra, the best way I can... I mean, it gets a bit easy, because as long as you can... The best strategy is basically wait, block, and then as soon as your opponent hits a block, then they get stunned for a little bit, and then you just wail on them a bunch. So that's the best way of doing that. Bowling, super fun. I really enjoyed that one, especially when you put it on 4-on-4. That's a good laugh. However, the leg strap penalty shootout mode, not very good. The ball will, if you can stand in the right position, the ball will get kicked towards you. You count to 3, and then you kick the ball, and you will score a goal every single time.
How are you kicking the ball, though?
A bit of a pointless mode.
Is it just
with a leg strap on? I mean, you could just put your knee in the air slightly, and that will register as a kick.
Right. Don't have to smash.
So that's the leg.
Your TV.
No. Well, however, there are reports this is happening.
You don't have to, but if the internet's to be believed, there's quite a lot of people who have destroyed their televisions.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot.
Wii Sports style.
We're partying like it's 2006 and embedding Joy-Cons in our televisions. But yeah, the leg strap accessory to get this one game mode, it was pretty pointless. So, I mean,
yet to see someone kick their TV, though,
fit,
no? I haven't seen that yet. That would be a new thing.
I was close today, because I usually play on my monitor, which I have a fair bit of space behind me, and then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go do this because of new TV. I'm going to go do this on the big TV today while I've got it to myself.
Ooh, and new TV? Get that quiet.
TV
I know
cabinet.
We spoke about it last week.
No, we spoke about this last week.
I know.
There's a cabinet in front of me and a sofa behind me, and it gives me a very small window of space to actually play the game. And I wouldn't say kick the TV as it's mounted to the wall, but I'm very close to kicking the cabinet a couple of times. So
don't kick the cabinet.
Yeah, badminton. I wouldn't say I didn't get along with it. I prefer playing the tennis to the badminton, because badminton's a little bit slower than playing tennis, and I like the fast-paced nature of it.
I would have thought that might have suited playing on the Switch, though, no? Or, just playing generally, being a bit slower.
From what I've heard about the game, is that actually, because of the difference between the Joy-Cons and the Wii modes, since the motion tracking is so much better now, that actually there is much more finesse rather than just flailing your arms about.
Okay.
So I'd imagine probably if it was on the Wii, I could see how badminton would have been a better fit. But by the sounds of it, Colin, it actually takes some skill now rather than just having a televised epileptic fit.
Kind of. You can figure out what the slight motions are to cheese things. So a lot of the times, instead of serving properly in tennis and waving my arm in the air and then smacking it back down again, I will just put... very gently flick the wrist and then flick it again to serve, because I can't be asked of screwing my elbow up just by playing this game. So,
or destroying your television.
There's always a way. Use the wrist straps, Dan. Use the wrist straps provided.
I live in life dangerously. And
no, you're insane, Dan.
Buy a new
you're a madman.
and I need an excuse to do so.
I bet you eat cheese strings
whole. No, look what happens. Now we need to buy a 65-inch 4K ultra high def.
Oh, that's a good reason. Yeah.
HDR 1000 million TV.
I have a question, Mr. Coleman. How many of the games use the analog sticks at all? I have
Just
a follow-up
football.
question that will make that more relevant.
Do you know what? It's football mainly. Well, football needs to use the analog sticks. However, if you're playing badminton or tennis, I guess you need it for bowling as well because you have to aim. If you're using it for any of the tennis games, then you can use it. However, a lot of the times, if you just swing, your Mii will just jump at the ball and make sure it hits it in the right situation.
The reason why I was asking is because I've got more Joy-Cons, but some of them have stick drift going on. So I was wondering if I could use them in multiplayer situations if it didn't matter. But it sounds like in bowling it would. So, yeah.
Not in bowling. No. That's a shame.
Yeah.
The controls work really well because it isn't the old school, like the Bluetooth controller with the sensor bar and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to be directly in front of your TV. I've found because I don't have my Switch right in front of the TV or it's way off to the side of it. So that has caused problems for motion controls in like Pokemon Go and what was it called? Let's Go Pikachu. That caused a problem because you're meant to motion control throw your Pokeball. So that became a handheld only game in the end. But with this, it seems, I've tried it in different ways. You can be anywhere. You can have your Switch anywhere in the room. You could have it backwards to you, sideways to you. It doesn't really matter where. It's all about the gyro of the controller itself rather than the positioning of where you're stood. So you can still play wherever your positioning is. The only difference is volleyball and Kambara. They need you to sync your controllers each game, so you have to point at where the TV is and then press two buttons to make them sync. But it's still you can still have that placement of your console wherever you need to. So that's really good, I thought. But yeah, it's a really good game. I enjoy it. I think it is well worth. If you get this for $40, pick it up. I wouldn't spend £10 necessarily to get the leg strap, whether you have one already or not. The only reason I went for a physical version is because at the time it was cheaper than the digital version to pre-order that elsewhere. So I went for a physical one. And now I have two useless leg straps. I have one on each leg.
Wow. Perhaps it's something you can excite the missus with. Yeah, hey, look, I'm wearing my sexy...
Got my Joy-Con
my sexy
on.
little Switch.
This is my red leg, and this is my blue leg.
Oh, yeah.
No, because this is where it's stupid. They both hold left controllers.
What?
But surely if you turn it upside down, it would hold a right controller.
Yeah, but then it'd fall out, wouldn't it? You rethink that one.
I mean, is it... I've got one question for you, Coleman.
Go on then. Just one
question for you.
Just one.
No, that's a lie. I've got here's a question. There may
a series of questions.
Yes, exactly. Is the appeal of this just that it is essentially a shiny Wii Sports? Does it actually bring anything new or worthwhile, or is it just like, it's like a nice new Wii Sports, but now it's on the Switch, and that's why they've called it Switch Sports?
I think there is enough spit and polish to make it go to. Well, it is Wii Sports. Don't forget, it is Wii Sports. There are some games missing. There are
Switch
new
Sports,
games.
Mate.
Well, no, it is Wii Sports. There are new games added. There are some games missing, but there are games that are going to be added down the line. I think because of the online connectivity, which is the main version of the game to play, the online you're meant to be playing over the local. I think it makes it well worth picking up as a new game. And yeah, I mean, I'm really glad this came out because I was contemplating around Christmas time going, man, I could really do with some Wii Sports. Should we just get the Wii out the attic and set it up? And I went up into the attic and it's all in a box and there's bloody cables all wrapped around each other. And I'm looking at the bar going, where the bloody hell do I got to position the bar?
Small family of woodland animals are living in it.
Yeah, that's cockroaches everywhere, like a PS4. I was just thinking, I hate, that's the one thing I hate about the Wii is the bloody sensor bar. I'm thinking, where the hell am I going to stick this thing? And they come with little sticky pads on them, like you're going to stick this to your TV and then remove it and have these bloody residues stuck on your TV afterwards.
The last thing I like is a residue on my TV.
Yeah.
That distresses me.
shortly after Nintendo announced that Switch Sports was going to be a thing, I was like, well, 40 quid to not take the Wii out of the attic. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's midlife for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, you can actually fashion your own Wii sensor bar using two
light
candles.
I know.
Yeah.
But yes, if either of you two pick this up, then let me know, because we will have to do some gaming online in sports.
Yeah, I nearly bought it this week, but then I didn't have much time to play games, so I have not. But yeah,
So to verify that story, I nearly bought it this week, but I didn't.
Yes, but yeah,
Thanks, Tim. I love your stories.
Close to doing so, and I think you may have pushed me over the edge into actually doing so as well. So especially if we can play.
I thought about doing a thing, but I didn't.
Mate, you push me over the edge quite regularly.
Yeah, usually on a Thursday after we stop recording.
Yeah. Everyone go play Nintendo Switch Sports, and go let us know in the Discord if you're playing, and then we can probably I think this would be the easiest thing to do a BRB night with.
Oh yeah.
I don't know fully because I'm not sure
Bowling night.
I don't know if you could go like, right, we're going to play 4-on-4 football. Let's populate everyone with a friend code. I'm not sure if it works like that. I'd have to look into it a bit better.
Okay.
Well, with Nintendo Online, how you think
Online getting 8 friends together
won't be how it works.
Yeah.
I have a question,
it
Mr.
may turn
Coleman.
out we have to rent a hall and all turn up and play Switch Sports.
I have a
yes,
question.
Tim, what's the
Mr.
question?
Coleman.
Yeah.
Like, is there any rhyme or reason other than it took a while for Nintendo to fashion an online mode that this game took so long to come out?
Yes, I think it's because they had no intention to bring this out. And what happened is they brought out the Switch. They went, we were going to bring out this game that totally should have been a pack-in, but sell it for 50 quid anyway, just because rather than do a sports thing, we want to show off the HD rumble and all these features of the... Yeah, we want to show you just how good the Joy-Con is before they all start drifting on everyone. And then because everyone then followed on and went, why isn't there a Switch Sports? Why didn't you do this? Why isn't there a Wii Sports type game? And why is this game not a pack-in? That they then went back to the drawing board and went, okay, we should probably develop a sports game of some sort. So I think it is literally
5 years?
Backlash. Yeah.
Took this sweet ass
Well,
time.
they had to develop a new football game and a weird sword fighting game.
Weird sword fighting game. That should totally be the name of a game. That isn't already. Weird sword fighting game.
Coming soon to the Ouya.
Yeah. How is your Ouya, Tim?
It's fine. Okay. Around somewhere.
Gathering dust.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't say that. All right, I didn't say this last week. So when the new TV arrived, I had to. I thought, right, there's a rat's nest of cables behind this TV stand. I'm going to go through all this and sort it all out. And I went through and cleaned everything up. And right at the back of the cabinet, I found my Vita.
Hey!
It looked like it had a grey carpet on it. It was so
Nice.
much dust.
Oh.
At some point, I clearly pulled that out. I think it was when the store was closing down. I'd pulled that out and go, right, do you know what? I'm going to put that bloody Uncharted game on there, and I'm finally going to finish this Uncharted game. And I set it up, and then I clearly put it aside and never got to it.
I tell you, it was good times. Man, it still upsets me to this day how Sony just didn't support that thing.
Mm.
Oh, it was such a good little handheld.
Take a look at the Switch now and just think if Sony had tried. It was such a good bit of kit at the time. Yeah, we could talk about the Vita all day. Do you want some
we
news?
may have not got VR if they were still doing handheld. So
well, yeah,
no, we totally would have got VR, but it just wouldn't have been Sony.
No, because they needed to cut up all them OLED screens and
oh, is that how it is? They're there with their little scissors.
Yeah.
Well, Ken Kutaragi was round the back in the dumpster with his scissors and a soldering iron.
No, because if you look at the PlayStation VR, it has quite a circular, quite a long front to it. And as we know, the OLED screen isn't a pair of OLED screen lens type things. It's one singular thing. I reckon they just took all the screens out of the Vita and chucked them in the VRs. Yeah.
Stick them to your face.
But
a warehouse
most VR things are one big screen. Like the Quest is one big screen.
Look, it's my theory, and I like it.
All right. I mean, it's don't get me wrong. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. It's utter tripe, but you're entitled to it. All right.
A bunch of
You do you, Coleman. You do you,
bunch of
mate.
Sony interns in shocking PS Vitas, sticking the screens in VRs in a warehouse somewhere in Japan. That's exactly how it happened.
Yep, that's how
Right,
it is.
sorry. News.
Thanks, Coleman, for bringing the truth.
It will set you free, my friend.
All right.
We should talk
Who's
about
bought who this
Squeenix.
week?
Right,
Who's
we
bought
should
who?
talk. We should
Who's
talk
bought
about.
who this week?
Is this
in
the
video
theme?
games news?
Hold on. Do you want backing music?
Yes, please.
Okay. Right, you got to make a theme to. Oh God, where is it? Go.
Smooth.
He's got it.
Who's bought who this week?
Who's for who this week?
No, who's bought who this week?
Oh, that was it.
That was
just
it.
gonna
Who's bought
say
who
it.
this week?
I give you Dallas music and you just say it.
All that build up for nada. That is true. Big Red Barrel fashion. Well done.
Story of my life.
Speaking of
All
theme
that build up,
tunes,
none.
Dan.
Who's bought who this week?
pretty good.
All right, so which company's got too much money and has bought a slightly smaller company for reasons?
One of the biggest growing competitors in the video game market seems to be Embracer Group.
Oh,
Because we've spoken about these guys in the past. They've been picking up studios left, right, and center on the quiet, usually smaller studios. And this quite massive bit of news dropped this week where Square Enix has announced that they are selling off a bunch of their studios to the Embracer Group for $300 million or $239 million.
Yowza.
Yeah. This is going to be, the studios included are Crystal Dynamics, which that's probably one of their biggest studios they have. Tomb Raider, we know about, they're currently behind the Avengers title. Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, and also a catalogue of their IPs, which include Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and more than 50 other back catalogue games.
And Gex.
And Gex, Enter the Gecko. This is huge. This is absolutely huge news because not only, I mean, these are big studios within Square
How
Enix. Huge, Dan. Huge.
Would they outgirth a switch strap for your leg? Would
An
you
African
need
or an
multiple
Indian switch strap?
They're both.
Right.
Would you have to cobble together multiple switch straps because the girth of the assembled studios is so big?
Yep, you would have to connect many.
I don't think I've ever said the word girth as much as I have this hour.
Yes, you have.
It's a new one. It's happening.
Yeah, I have. You're right,
yeah,
man.
you would have to take many leg straps and interlock the Velcro straps together to
Whoa.
form an Uber a leg strap to wrangle these studios. They are so large.
Do you know what? I think this might just be how I size things from now on.
It's a big studio, but it's a small price, no?
300 million is an absolute arse ton of money, mate.
Compared to recent acquisitions, though.
Yeah, if you look at, say, King or a Bethesda or Activision Blizzard, $300 million does seem like it seems like a lowball offer for three really huge studios like this, especially when you look at the pedigree of what they created in the past. One of the kind of key theories going around seems to be that Square Enix are stepping away from more Western developed titles and focusing more on their Japanese catalog, which would make sense as you look at Final Fantasy and the like, and that seems to be their biggest selling titles. But it is surprising because it was only 2 weeks ago we were talking about Crystal Dynamics going back to Tomb Raider and working on a new Tomb Raider title that was going to be on Unreal Engine 5. And now that seemingly has transitioning over to Embracer Group.
But the one thing I'll say that makes a bit more sense of that is that you could say, and I think it's likely that from what I know of these studios, and particularly more Crystal Dynamics, because that's the one I'm more familiar with and their positioning, between them and I think the Montreal studio, are they the one that were doing Deus Ex, is that right?
I believe Eidos Montreal was doing Deus Ex initially, but Deus Ex has been shelved for a while.
Yeah, but that's part of what I'm saying. Like, those studios are currently in a weird interpositional holding pattern type thing where Deus Ex is having a bit of a, it's been put on the back burner for a while and might be stuck in semi-development hell. And likewise, Tomb Raider is in a transitionary period where they've come out of 3 games. I think they're having to go to something new. I think the plan was always to go to something new because it was to create a trilogy before. But I think they had diminishing returns on that trilogy slightly in terms of popularity and sales. And they're obviously transitioning to a new engine, which means, they've got to learn new things. And so it's right. One, it's not going to have a release anytime soon because it will take them a few years to develop. And there's a few things up in the air which don't make it quite as certain if they were, say, just coming off the sales of the first game in the previous trilogy. That would put them at a lot more of a valuable point than the point they are at now. And it might be the same case with the other studios that they've acquired in this deal, basically. That's the only reason I can see depressing the price compared to like the much higher prices we've seen for similar studios in recent years.
I've got some stats for you.
Okay.
Hit
me with some stats.
Oh, man.
So if the deal does go through, Embracer, they will be set to have more than 14,000 employees, 10,000 game developers, 124 internal studios, and 230 games in development at those studios, of which 30 plus are AAA titles.
Nice. How many unionized employees?
4.
Tim's off. And they're all and they've all been placed on gardening leave.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's the thing. They've taken over that many employees. Whether those many employees will be retained is still up in the air, I would imagine, possibly. But hopefully that remains the case, because hopefully they've acquired the studios to get the manpower to crank out some games, which will be good for everyone, basically.
So there is another wrinkle to this story.
Uh-huh.
So there is a document that is available for all to read online from Square Enix, which is their execution of share transfer agreement with change to subsidiaries. Just rolls off the tongue.
That sounds amazingly exciting.
Yes.
Execution sounds a bit serious, though.
Apparently they are adapting to the changes underway in the global business environment by establishing a more efficient allocation of resources, which will enhance corporate value by accelerating growth in the company's core businesses in the digital entertainment domain. They are apparently looking at key investment fields, including the cloud. Makes sense.
The cloud.
He does have a big sword. I'd invest in him, to be fair. So.
Oh yeah, I thought they were all. They've been doing cloud since the 90s.
That is a sad joke and a half.
AI, which again makes sense.
Yeah.
And the blockchain.
No.
Oh, everyone loves the blockchain.
Don't do
Only
it.
because no one understands what it is.
Square
no one
Enix
knows.
coins.
The blockchain, mate. All right. I don't know.
Square Enix coins. Gil. There you go. Cryptocurrency. Call it Gil.
Yep.
Easy.
Why would I
There you go.
call it
You can
Gil?
have that one for free, Squeenix. Yeah, it's and it's been pointed out by a lot of people. There is an interest within Square Enix to take a look at NFTs, and they have expressed interest before. And
Please don't.
we don't know how that would be.
Just as this week they announced there's a 92% drop in the sales of NFTs in the last quarter, I think it was. But yeah.
There's a whole decrease going around in crypto and NFT. Big style with NFTs at the moment. Crypto more so is that they're going through the thing of dropping the value to increase the value to artificially inflate kind of thing going on at the moment. So I don't know how it goes with NFTs. I don't follow NFTs other than, well, that's an ugly monkey picture.
It's all right. No one follows NFTs anymore. So you're okay.
Yeah. And again, I'll say it again. The whole NFT thing. If there is a power friendly, environmentally friendly way of doing them, which is being looked at in the future, I don't have a problem with the system. But when it comes to video games and companies going, oh well, if say in Ubisoft are the biggest proponents of
Yeah.
this, where they go, hey, if you have a game a gun in this game, you could then take it to this game. Like, well, that
No, you
exists
can't.
already. It's called microtransactions and DLCs. You've been doing it for years, and I've got special armor in, say, Mass Effect 3 because I played Dragon Age 3, Dragon Age 2, or wherever it was at the time. You've been able to link games to DLC in the past 2 generations ago, 3 generations ago. Why is that now we need NFTs to do this? And Ubisoft especially, again, with the whole Ubisoft Club or whatever they call it now, Ubisoft Connect, they go, hey, if you've got this game, you can have this weapon, or if you've got this version of Ghost Recon, then this will carry over into this version of Ghost Recon. If you're playing Steep, then you get this board in this game. It exists. It can already be done. You don't need NFTs to do it. Just show me, if you really want to do it, show me something new and interesting with the technology.
They did seem to be going with the word blockchain and deliberately not using the term NFT, presumably because they've been advised to do so. But they have to be showing to their investors to be investing or at least looking and analysing emerging technologies and investing in those sorts of things. So it could be one of those things where they have no intention of doing any of that, but they just have to mention that to be placating their investors, basically.
Yeah, if investors hear a buzzword and hear there's money behind it, then they have to follow that. We know how it works. But yeah. All right, moving on. And this is something that dropped last week just before me and Tim were about to start recording. However, I wanted to wait and see if this was an actual issue. The thing is, we know PlayStation Plus is getting a revamp. I think it's in July that's going to drop in the UK. So there's going to be a 3-tiered system of PlayStation Plus. If you are a PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now subscriber, you will get PlayStation Plus Premium in exchange for whatever you have stacked up. And
I have a question on an amazing money-making idea.
Go on then.
What
Dan.
if I bought 3 days of both just before the thing? Would I get stuff for free?
3 days?
Yes, you would ordinarily. However, 3 days isn't that much, and I don't think they sell them that low.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But if you look on the PS Plus FAQ, it now
I would like to buy
states
72
if you are
minutes
subscribed
of PlayStation Now, please.
Yeah, I would.
If you are subscribed to both PS Now and PS Plus before the new PlayStation Plus launches, that will be migrated onto PlayStation Plus Premium, and it will be reflective to whatever the latest subscription is. So, for instance, if you are subscribed up to August 2022 on PS Plus and September 2025 with PS Now, that means you get PS Plus Premium up to September 2025. So it follows on from the latest, or vice versa.
All right.
So you may think, wow, what a deal. I'm going to go build up as
Buy
much.
me those sweet 3 days.
Yeah, I need 3 days. I'm going to build up 5 years worth of PlayStation Now, and I'm going to buy it on the cheap in CD Keys or Shop2 or one of those sites. And then I am going to be quids in because I've saved so much money on PlayStation Plus Premium. And you may be, you're within your right to do so. What a clever thing to do. I mean,
Thank you, Coleman.
Yeah, when Game Pass Ultimate was about to launch, if you remember, a lot of people started stacking Game Pass subscriptions, because if you upgraded for £1, then all of your subscription upgraded to Ultimate for just £1. So it made sense to do
I may
it.
have slightly done that.
Yeah, and you're well within your consumer rights to do so. However, PlayStation were like, well, we're not happy with this. I see a lot of people are... We're not having this, son.
They've seen through the bureaucracy.
PlayStation does not like to leave money on the table.
We see you stacking up your PlayStation Now subscriptions for several years. We're going to shut that down. So from now, at the point, not only have they shut down this loophole, but they have blocked any third-party sales of PlayStation Plus and PS Now.
Ooh.
Which I know why, I understand why, but as a consumer, fuck you, PlayStation.
Wow.
I love a bargain.
You've got a point.
Yeah, and I rarely swear on the show, but it's
'cause you
it's
have to
one of
bleep
those
it.
things. I love a bargain. Yeah, I love exactly. I love shopping around and finding bargains for games and stuff. You know, I shop around and look for the cheapest physical game over a digital game, and vice versa. Is it going to be cheaper if I buy store credit somewhere else and pick up a digital game than picking up physically somewhere else? I put the time in to look for that, and PlayStation Plus is one of those things. I'll buy like a yearly third-party subscription to save 20 quid rather than buying it on the store, and now I can't do that. So, cheers, PlayStation.
Thanks,
What do you
PlayStation.
two think?
I can see why.
I think Sony have been kind of backed into a little bit of a corner. I think this is a move they never really wanted to have to make, and they're kind of going, "Oh crap, Microsoft are doing this, so we better do something similar." And I think it's so different to the business model that they're already used to that I think this is a response to what they view as extreme risk, and they want to minimize any hit they have on their bottom line. So I think that's where it's coming from. I do think it's quite a little bit anti-consumer, though, to be honest with you.
I would agree, especially, again, when you look at how Xbox handled this to how... And I sound like a broken record because anytime PlayStation seems to do something, even though my main console is a PlayStation, each time I go, yeah, but look how Xbox dealt with it. They dealt with it much better. However, they're not the market leader, so they don't have to worry about the mistakes that they make at the moment. Yeah, it's not a great look, I think.
No.
This deal's getting worse all the time, and it's pretty bad to start with.
Well, yeah, and if you look at just towards the end of the PS4, PlayStation shut down any third-party sales of their games digitally, so their games were being sold on Amazon digitally. We've been working up to Amazon, but before that, CD keys, you could go into an HMV and buy a card with a digital game on it. All that shut down, and now, I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing where they're like, right, all PS Plus sales, they have to go through the site now. We're not allowing digital cards or anything, physical cards or anything like that. If that's the case, I reckon they've been wanting this for a while because they want all money directly to them rather than losing a percentage elsewhere, especially when third parties are giving such a discount compared to what Sony have to offer in-house. So, yeah, it's not a great look.
I mean, I do just think Sony feel uncomfortable with being forced into making this decision. I think it comes from that, whereas I think Microsoft have had a bit more financial freedom to take a bit of a punt on Game Pass. So, yeah.
But they also have a lot of catching up to do.
At the end of the day, I'm glad it's happening. Is it a great deal as it is at the moment? No, I'm not convinced it is. Will it evolve into something better, a bit like PlayStation Plus did in the first place? Let's remember the early days of PlayStation Plus. It was not wonderful. It took a while to get there, but it got somewhere good in the end. And I think it's going to be a while before this new offering really hits its stride. But hey, look, it's a good start, Sony.
Yeah. So as I say, this was rumblings were happening last week as we started recording, but I wanted to confirm it was an actual thing that was going on and not just like a couple of, because there was about a handful of reports and now it's confirmed what's going on. So hey ho, PlayStation have yet to confirm like their side that they've done what they've done. It's just that everyone's noticed now. So yeah. Another awkward moment is Prince of Persia, the remake of Sands of Time. Guess what, guys?
What?
They need more sands in their time. More time for their sands.
They've run out of princes.
They've had to turn that sand timer up the other way and let the sand flow back through to how long this is going to take because...
Okay.
If you remember, this game was announced in 2019. This was meant to release early to mid-2020. It's now almost mid-2022, and Ubisoft have announced this is going to a new developer. So initially, this was with Ubisoft Mumbai and Ubisoft Pune, and now this is going to be with Ubisoft Montreal.
Wow.
Give it to the Canadians. They know what they're doing.
Well, they have a very large area of expertise when it comes to game development because everyone's in Montreal because of tax breaks.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not surprised because from day one when they started showing this game off, like, this doesn't look good. And I used to love Sands of Time. This doesn't look like enough of improvement to make me go, yes, I'm definitely going to pick this game up. It made me look at it and go, I guess if it's a PS Plus game or a Game Pass game, I'll give it a punt, but otherwise I'm not paying for this. And I love Sands of Time. But yeah, it's back to Ubisoft Montreal. They created the original Sands of Time trilogy, so they know what they're doing with the game. Hopefully it's going to... I'm wondering if this will be like the Metroid Prime 3 game that's in development when that went to a new studio. If they've just gone, this doesn't look good, we're just going to restart and do this again. Or
We'll
if
start
it's
at the
just...
beginning, thanks.
Right, all the assets over there, fix it. So
we'll use the
see
logo
what
you designed.
development
Well done.
is
Sort
going
it
to happen.
out. Bish bash bush. Prince of Pearly.
Funnily enough, I bought Sands of Time by accident. I bought Warrior Within, but they put a Sands of Time disc in the box.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
all through the game, I'm going, he doesn't look like... Because if you remember, Sands of Time is very family-friendly. Like,
Yeah.
it looks kind of cartoony. And then when you get to Warrior Within, it's like death metal and... like they're playing Il Nino and Kill Switch Engage and stuff while he's hacking and slashing and everything's dark and he's covered in tar and all this kind of stuff. And and I'm just looking at the box and looking at the game going, this does not
This
look
doesn't
like
look right.
this. And I got all the way through the game and went, oh, I just played the wrong game.
Didn't the fact that it had Prince of Persia written on the front of it in big letters give it away?
They were both Prince of Persia.
Both
but
Prince
one
of
was
Persia,
Sands of
Dan.
Time and one was Warrior
You weren't
Within.
paying attention to the story, Dan.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm not going to lie.
But I did beat it. I did play it overnight, beat it, and then took it back to the shop. I went, you give me the wrong disc, and then got the new game.
Nice.
Did you prefer the
Nice.
Sands of Time?
That is the
Oh, yes, I did. Warrior Within was crap. So angsty. The selling
so
point,
angry.
well, the selling point to a teenage young Coleman to go, yeah, I want to play this cool game with the cool music and the dark undertones and all this kind of stuff. When I finally played it, I went, oh, the nice cartoony nice one was so much better. Do
I'm going to reevaluate my life. I might sell all my Limp Bizkit CDs.
you know what? I'm going to take this black out of my hair and go back to my regular hair color. And
Do you know what? I'm going to stop dressing like Fred Durst. Oh, wait.
I'm going to put on a shirt and tie. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, not these days. He's an odd man.
Oh, cold man.
That's all the news.
That is all the news. And I think probably about all we done wrote, I think, as well, since time is a ticking. Yeah, it is. Tim, eagle-eared listeners probably have already heard
Some
about
would say the
t-shirts.
Sands of Times
Uh,
are running out, but hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Do you want to
Yeah.
remind the good folk where they can go find some t-shirts?
Yes. Coleman, do you want to do some live modelling for us right now? Just stand up and get a good view of that t-shirt. Haven't seen it in orange
Oh,
yet.
right, the t-shirt. Sorry.
Yep, right, yep. But yeah, looking good.
Ooh.
That is our most popular design as it stands at the moment, but we have a number of designs
Ooh.
Because Coleman
On
bought
t-shirts.
5 of them.
and on various other products, as we said, mugs, masks, hoodies, and you can get all of those things over on
Mankinis.
our new store, which is
Wigwams.
tpubblic.com/stores/big red-barrel.
Grains
And
of rice.
you can
Gazebos.
also use the code Big Red Barrel Special 25.
Wombats.
That's all spelled out, no gaps, and you'll get 25% off by using that code at the
Novelty
moment.
antlers for your dog.
No
African
antlers for you.
elephants.
Championship belts.
Ooh, switch sports garters.
Yeah. If anyone, I mean, real talk, if anyone out there makes championship replica belts for a living and would like to do a BRB UK one or BRB one, get in contact with us because we want to know. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And we will compete using the medium of your choice to win it.
No, we will sell them
Oh.
for £1,000.
Not sure we'll be able to do that, but we can get people to design different products for us, different t-shirts and different other things. So, not necessarily design for us, but you can tell us what you would like designed, and either we can design it or get someone else to design it for us. So, yeah, get in contact if you have any particular designs you want us to make going forward. Any comments on the designs? We've already seen someone else having a screenshot of their t-shirt as that arrived as well. That was quite cool, seeing one out in the wild. But yeah, that's the first time I've seen one in orange as well, though. So yeah, good work, Mr. Coleman.
I was not happy about the picture sent to us because that is a Pompey fan wearing a design with a Spurs shirt in it.
Nice.
This is why I went for this one. But yeah, I can confirm it looks good. Tabletop
It
Tuesday.
does. Can confirm. I have eyes. I have seen it with my eyes.
Sorry, audio listeners. It's
The Japanese on the side there actually translates to Board Game Tuesday, but I was told that was technically the more accurate thing to do. So I have been advised.
no. Tim, I can read. No, I can read Japanese. That is not what it says. It says Greyed. It says "fu Greyed." I can see that.
Nice.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I've forgotten.
I have no
anyway,
idea.
tpublic.com. You
Yeah.
can search Big Red Barrel and find our store.
Do that.
Also, we have the charity spotlight. I almost said charity shout out, which is not what we call it. The charity
No.
spotlight.
We
This
have a
one,
thing.
I'm giving you your warning. I'm giving you your time to get ready for next year. Game
Right.
Blast for special effect. This is
Right.
special effects version of, say like Extra Life. 24-hour gaming stream. You can arrange one to do yourself and raise some money for special effect. It is official. Game Blast is back next year. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary with Game Blast 23. That is going to happen between the 24th and the 26th of February 2023. You can organize your own gaming marathon or event to raise money for special effects. They are there for thousands of people who will want to share your passion for video games, but their physical disabilities stop or limit their ability to play any of the titles you're fanatical about. So yes, you can get involved. You can do some streaming like we have done in the past. You don't have to do 24 hours. You could do 2 12 hours or any kind of
3
different
8s, 4
3
6s.
8s. Yeah, if you could do any of that, or you can do anything to raise money, really, if you want to get involved. However, if you just prefer, you can just chuck your cash at specialeffect.org.uk/donate. That is specialeffect.org.uk/donate. Don't actually throw coins at your screen. Doesn't work.
Don't
Got to
do that.
use like
No.
a PayPal or a card or
Bungie
something.
tried that. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
But what does work is helping them raise money because they do awesome work. So
Yeah.
donate if you can, participate if you can, or even just get word out there. That's all we ask.
We will have to shout out about them a bit closer to the time. I think might sign up actually. I'm gonna look at all the upcoming marathons and stuff and see if there's things I can get involved with.
London, nope. New York, nope. Paris, nope.
No, I did a half marathon for London Marathon.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't think my knee
That's
and
just
my
a
back
dumb
would allow
marathon.
it these days. Oh no, I was a kid,
No.
so you don't do the full marathon. Yeah.
And look
Anywho.
at the fine athletic specimen you've become as a result, Coleman. Oh yeah.
Look at this
The number
pigeon
of people
chest.
you've snapped into a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
20-inch pythons, brother.
Try and can't get a wee strap around those. Can't get a wee strap around those. Anyway,
Questions. If you want to get involved in this show and give us a question, you can do so on the comment section of BigRedBarrel.com. Also on BigRedBarrel.com, we have a link to our Discord, but also we have a Facebook and a Twitter, which you can find at Big Red Barrel. And also we have a YouTube, Big Red Barrel TV. All those links will be available on the show notes to this here episode, along with any charities or TeePublic or anything we've spoken about that may need a link to it. So yes, just check the notes of this here episode or whatever podcast listening apparatus you are doing so. A question from Richard Kirk.
oh
He
gosh,
says, I have a question.
right. Uh-huh.
Which now liberated Square Enix IP are you most excited about seeing again? For me, it is Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
That's Scottish. That's a Scottish game.
Deus Ex.
Cybus, Kilts, and Haggis.
From what I know, and I was trying to look up to see if I could see any of the other ones that haven't been talked about this week, but yeah, Deus Ex would probably be my most anticipated. Although I'm kind of keen to see what they do with Tomb Raider on the new Unreal 5 engine as well. But yeah, I don't know of any because I've only seen those headline ones. I haven't seen a full list of all the games that this encompasses. So I don't know any surprises. I was trying to see if I could find a list.
I'll say. Oh, go on, Dan.
No, carry on.
Okay. Well, I was chatting to friend of the show, Rick, from Crushing Souls and Comics Inc. He said Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, which I was initially going to say, but then Tim reminded me Gex. Definitely picking Gex. I want Gex. I'm probably not going to play it, but Gex. I love the joke of Gex.
Right. Well, I would like to see The Horde, which was a launch title for the 3DO, please.
What?
Because I think, The Horde. Bring it.
Why not? I was also asked if this affects Avengers in any way. Are Avengers getting brought over to another company? No, they're not, because that is a different licensing deal. So I don't think those transfer to different companies. So it's more likely that the bump they got from Game Pass will probably mean continued development in some way, but through a different internal studio. And in fact, actually, they did announce very recently that we're getting Mighty Thor, the Jane Foster Thor coming to Avengers soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Apparently, it might well include Sleeping Dogs, which I liked the first Sleeping Dogs. I didn't play that much of it. Meant to play more of it, but I did like what I played. So getting that back would be interesting.
What was the precursor to Sleeping Dogs? What was it called? True Crime. True Crime, Streets of LA.
True Crime. Oh, wasn't it Hong Kong?
And Streets of New York. No, True Crime, Streets of LA, Streets of New York, and then Hong Kong ended up being. Yeah,
that was right.
Yeah. I'll have a better one of those.
Yeah.
Probably aged horribly. I'll have a kung fu game narrated by Christopher Walken.
I think we should go.
Yes, please.
I think we should.
Because I'm hungry and I need to eat food.
Also that.
So, thank you ever so much for listening. Go and do all of the things that we've told you. Namely, T-shirt shorts, T-shirt shirt, buy shirt, tpublic.com.
Torso trousers available at tpublic.com.
Yes, T-shirts, they're like shorts for your torso. All right, buy some. Charity Spotlight special effect. Go say hello to Lemon in their Game Blast bits. And make sure you visit our Discord. Links are below. www.bigredbarrel.com, facebook.com/bigredbarrel, twitter.com/bigredbarrel. All those things. You should do them. Thank you for joining us once again. It's a genuine pleasure. We don't know
You're
if
welcome.
you listen to us, but that's on you, not us, quite frankly. So thanks. All that really remains is to remind you that I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
I have been Chaos.
Once again.
Pretty chaotic. Orange shirt.
But
That's chaotic.
if every time
That's
you're chaos, are you truly chaotic?
He is wearing an orange shirt.
Or is chaos the same, unexpectedly the same, when you're expecting him to be different? I've melted Coleman.
Chaos is... Also, cheers, Giant Bomb, for spoiling the entirety of Strangers of Paradise. Thanks for that.
Well.
Really happy. Really happy you did that.
Yeah, I'm sure they listen and will take that feedback in the vein that it's meant. Curse you, Jeff Gersman.
Why?
Anyway, we're
Why
going
do
now.
that?
Thank you ever so much for listening. And until next time, dear listeners, doodle bye.
And your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarrel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.
Generally, I think we both agree this is a good thing and about bloody time, and that sort of thing. I still can't help thinking though that they'll be like, "Welcome to the PlayStation Game Preservation Team. We apologise for the PS3."